Hey y'all, listeners, this is something very different. This is another Final Fantasy thing, but we're not gonna record as often of this. This is just gonna be something we do every once in a while. Now I do already have some save files in this. It's not that I kind of wish though that you could like protect certain saves to be like star mark them or something like that. Like so that you don't like write them over and anything like save data 2. Save data 1 we are not allowed to touch or whatever because yeah, okay. I'm just checking. I don't think there's any risk that it's not okay because this is the only file I was able to move over from the theme basically. But yeah, this is going to be a very special challenge. We're going to use expert speed grid because I prefer the expert speed grid. The expert speed grid actually has less slots, so you can get less powerful. But the expert speed grid is more open, and it is going to work quite different. We're going to use the original soundtrack instead. Yes. Sadly, there is no boosters in this for whatever reason, and there's no also skipping of cutscenes, which is a bit annoying, to be honest. And I'm actually using certain things on the TV that has made like the picture darker and stuff that which actually looks better. But this is going to be playing as specific classes and stuff like that. So basically, this will work out very, very weird way. Because this won't be like, oh, you're allowed to take all the skills on this speed grid. That's not how it will work. This will not be, you're several classes. Like, you will be a certain specific class. And then, like, it's all about, okay, like, what class do you choose? Obviously, the middle of the speed grid doesn't belong to anyone and stuff that technically, but it also depends on where the characters start. And the characters actually start very close to one another on the speed grid and stuff that. And Final Fantasy X is probably the one game that I'm the absolute best at. I do have the guide for this and stuff that, but I got the guide when I'd already defeated like most of the Dark Aeons and stuff like that. But I never defeated Penance back in the day. The most that I did was, I think I defeated Dark Bahamut. I never got done Dark Yojimbo. But on the file with the 99 plus hours, I've done more stuff that. But yeah, and I have actually been able to defeat Dr. Yojimbo. Dr. Yojimbo is the one that you actually want to grind. The stuff that you want to get powerful enough to where you can grind Dr. Yojimbo for gear. Because you can get pieces with grip on it and stuff like that. Yeah. And then I believe because the only ones I have left is Dark Bahamut, Dark Mega Sisters, Dark Anima, and the other thing. But yeah.
Listen to my story.
But supposedly also there is a way to.
This may be our last chance.
Which is completely dumb. Is that there is an alternative way that you can heal for a lot of like damage, which is important for certain fights, stuff that yeah. So this is going to be like a class-specific challenge, and the rules are going to be very, very weird because basically, like the class you are decides what abilities you are allowed. So not all classes can cast haste, and haste is not what I would consider a white mage's skill, even though it technically is, because things will work differently depending on what class I choose. There is of course one character that has lance weapons, but there's not technically there isn't any technical dragoon skills. You could argue that power break and armor break, all of those skills could also be like dragoon skills. That could definitely be true, for example. But yeah, now the question is, if we go for example thief on Tidus, then steal will be allowed, and now on the Albert use command will also maybe be allowed. But then maybe you need to be a chemist for that to work. Because you of course start with a speed grid and stuff like that, although we won't have access to the speed grid yet. And of course sadly we cannot play in Spanish or any other language.
Can you sign this?
No problem.
Right, and we'll go with okay, so here is how the class system works. So we input the class here, and then we need to stick to it. Because here's the thing, right? You have to think about, okay, what's on the spigot? There's black mage spells, there's white mage spells. Now, obviously, right, if you take a red mage, that doesn't mean that you can take all the black magic skills and all the like white magic skills. If you choose, for example, if you choose like a black mage, or let's say you choose, for example, red mage, then you can take most of the black magic spell and most of the white magic spell, but you're not allowed to take the ultimate spells. So, for example, you cannot take Ultima. Flare, it depends on where Flare is on the grid, basically. Pretty much is what decides, okay, like what spells can you get as a red mage, stuff like that. But then there's also like, there's like a lot of classes in Final Fantasy and stuff that, like for example, could you be a soldier? Like soldier first class, could it be like the soldier, aka Final Fantasy 7? Now, soldier is interesting, of course, because a soldier in Final Fantasy 7 has both black magic, you have white magic. Very, very clearly, you don't have power break, armor break, or anything like that. There's nothing like that. But yeah. But now also, for example, like Auron would technically be like a night roll, because night roll is kind of what gets the taunt and stuff like that. But and if you think about the knight, if you think about what Steiner is also a certain thing. Like Steiner gets power break, armor break. But the question is, does a holy knight get those abilities? Like if I take a Holy Knight, I would allow myself to have literally you have access to all the white magic skills, except for maybe Holy. If we go with the Holy Knight, for example, you know, stuff like that. Or do I take Thief? But then the question is like, do I take a more advanced role of Thief? Or whatever, right, you know. Let's go with Thief. Thief is my role. Thief. How do you spell thief? CF. Thief. Yeah. I think that's how you spell it. So T is our thief. Now sadly you cannot name other characters in this. Sadly.
Can I have your autograph?
Yeah, so this is going to be a rather interesting challenge, of course, because you know.
Nothing to worry about. Oh, if I score a goal.
Of course, because you can spend a lot of hours in this. We are going to have to do.
That will mean it was for you.
Probably
okay?
Because these are the pilot episodes, where I'm going to have to do several recordings on this.
Walk in the front row. Fifth from the right.
Got it.
Because here's the thing, yes, they say the character's name, but why couldn't they have it so that you could like choose their name and then they still say the default name or whatever, you know?
Well, gotta go. Cheer for me.
2, 3. Teach us how to blitz.
Hey, I got a game to play.
Then teach us after.
Maybe tonight, well...
You can't tonight.
I mean...
And then Bahamut is there.
Promise?
You know, I don't know why,
Promise.
like, I mean, technically it's because this is all a dream of scene, basically, and stuff that is sunken. Stuff that, so these titles is quote-unquote never real. Stuff that, you know. And this looks so damn cool. The city, Black Samarkand. Black Sally, we don't really get to do stuff here and stuff that, like, definitely if they ever remake 10, like, please, for the love of God, make, like, the city explorable, that you actually spend a few days before this happens, and that you can actually level up in Samarkand and stuff that, and maybe get even items.
I was in a coffee shop running away from home when I heard the news. Our hero, checked, gone, vanished into thin air. My dad must have been his biggest fan. I knew how sad he'd be. Heck, we all were that day. Zanar, I says to myself, what are you thinking? I went running straight back home. We sat up talking about Jack all night. My dad and I never talked so much. Whoa. Didn't mean to reminisce, folks. Anyway, 10 years later, the Jack Memorial Cup tournament is today. The two teams that have won through to the finals are, of course, the Abes from A East and the Duggles from C South. I know there's a lot of people out there today to see the star of the Abes. In just 1 year, he's become the team's #1 player. He's Jack's blood and the new hope of Blitzball. What kind of super play will he show us today? Will we see his father's legendary shot? I don't think I'm the only one excited here, folks.
Sonic and Duggles, that's the other team. See, I thought there was another item as well, maybe from these. I think that might have been the only thing. Oh.
Make way! Coming through! Hey! Hey!
Time for some heavy metal, hell yeah! The other wolf, whatever we call this one. Yeah, so cutscenes actually give us time to talk about a few things. So you know, I chose Thief, of course, and thought that I could have chosen like the wolves that are like more powerful and stuff like that. But then the thing is, you know, that's the point of the challenge. So the thing is, of course, that Thief, and also of course like stuff like Flea, is of course allowed to get. Which I forgot if we start with Flea or not, because otherwise we need to grab that from Tidus' grid. So the thing is, we need to go over into the different type of grids that belong to certain characters, of course, obviously. But this means, of course, that, for example, that you not also need to be a white mage and stuff like that, you know. Because the thing is that what do you have the summoner based on, right? Of course, you could argue, for example, that summoner should be allowed black magic spells and white magic spells because of the fact that that's how Terra is. Terra is a very, very special case, of course. Because that I don't think is supposed to be a normal attack or whatever. You know. Now the funny thing, although they are other characters that have access to Spear Shot, I don't think it is that they learn Spear Shot from Tidus or whatever, right? But I think that there are characters that learn Spear Shot naturally. And of course, how did they know about Spear Shot? The Spear Shot is something that's shared because it's in Spear. Because this is obviously on Spear, but banned way back in the day and stuff like that. And then Tidus died. And everything was just a weird track. Now we'll get access to the menus, I think. We got some good music.
Orin! What are you doing?
I was waiting.
What are you...
I always thought that they should have given him like a Brennan calls in this or whatever, right? You know. I don't know how hard it would be to implement in the code to have like a renaming system or whatever, right? Because you can still make them say their name and stuff that, because there is voice acting, for example, in Tactics Ogre. But then once you have beaten the game, you get access to the thing that allow you to rename the character and stuff that.
It begins.
What?
Don't cry.
But Tidus, of course, is not a fate.
What the?
That also means that the Yekt that became Sin
Hey, wait!
is part from Sunken. But I wonder, like, how many of the characters have actually been from.
Not this way.
How many characters have actually been from the. We call it Sin. Imagine if they do a remake of Final Fantasy X and the goal is just to make it look like the cinematics, like in Final Fantasy X.
Sin.
Sin?
Because it's definitely doable with modern technology, I feel like, to make it look like cutscenes. Couldn't to make games that doesn't technically require install where everything is on the disk, but then just make like several disks.
A gift from Jekt.
My old man?
I hope you know how to use it.
But yeah, and I know a lot of people are saying that, oh, it's because Tidus is weak or Tidus is an or whatever. So, you know.
These ones don't.
You of course don't start with Steel yet. We do start with the power break, but that doesn't mean that we're not allowed to pick class or whatever, you know. Because we get no like XP from killing things yet, so you know.
Don't bother going after all of them.
Just wants to see. Isn't there a way to get up a window here? Let's see. I'll go off the E. Okay, he still has Perot, okay. At least. For boss time! Well, technically it's kind of like a boss. There's no boss music, of course. Aegis gravity. But technically it's actually good to heal in these fights, by the way.
Get out of my...
Some can't.
do you heal for? 200. I want to actually heal up because I want to make sure that we get our spiral cut here. I want to heal him up as well. Spiral cut. I think it's a waste to heal a bunch here and stuff there, but I feel like it's definitely not a waste. Because the thing is, with Thief at least we need to use the limit break a certain amount of times. Or the overdrive rather, in order to gain the next one. But that's not how Aurum works, of course. So let's see. Because the more health you have, the better gravity deals in terms of damage. So the only one who overdrives here. One if you always do 100. 76 there. Okay. Now Thief uses a potion. Because getting 2 uses already of the overdrive is actually very good. Having heal Thief. Because technically his overdrives don't really matter. Aurum's overdrive is not as important as Thief's are. So it would be nice to fill his overdrive. Like we could choose otherwise to use with Aurum used, you know. We could choose to heal Aurum a bunch as well. Stuff that, but that would be a waste of potions, I feel like. We have already used a lot and stuff that, so I want to min-max as much as possible here actually with our overdrive here. Okay, we're very close. Actually, I'm gonna wait a bit more with healing here. In case we get the overdrive, in case we can save a potion here. We will see. But I think we might actually be able to gain it here. Might need to heal once more. Shouldn't actually have used any potions on all of there, just in case. Some. Drive. He's not dead. Get it all on. The damage is not what affects any summon the tentacles here left actually. I'll hit. See if it's gonna be because Thief, I feel sure is going to have both abilities from you know, from here we got save. And I forgot which one was the latest file otherwise. This is 1:19, 23, 30, and this is not synced. Oh, okay. Also synced. I think that's the latest one otherwise. For checking, yeah. Then we can overwrite this now. 98 there. Because this took priority. Yeah. So we are the Thief class. Weak we don't get to get the name of yet though.
Lauren! Weird. Huh? Give me a...
So basically, how are we gonna know what class is what? It's gonna be quite simple. The characters in order basically is what I'm gonna call the Aeons. Stuff that. So you know, the class that walk is gonna be whatever the first Aeon is called. One go with E here first. Set aside. We've got no option to attack it yet. Let's go for more stage.
That.
What?
Trust me.
Let's go for flicking wings. Or these enemies can't drop anything because you don't actually get the proper picture screen. I actually do want to get hit here because we want to try and get an overdrive here if we really want to. Because we get fully healed after this fight anyway, so yeah, you know. Actually, let's have it so we can get hit by the thing. Because it deals more damage. But Arnon is the character that we really want to have attacked. Because of course if Tidus runs slow, you have no choice if that happens. You could also learn a new overdrive modes here of course in Samkend actually. There's actually quite a lot that you can learn. I believe we can earn the one for attacking enemies and the one for actually killing enemies as well. Here if we do it enough. You can also learn the one for defending, I believe, or taking turns at least. And here's where you can have saved all the potions for and stuff that, you know. It would be interesting to see if there could be drops here, but that drops are really rock super rare or whatever. There's also a thing that is like when your health is low as well. Actually, it's a thing that you can get. We could still get lucky here. Gangbang on at least. I hope that it can survive even with just the... I hope that's enough HP for it. It would be really bad if this is not enough HP. Oh, he gets restored to 60. I don't know what about that actually. I'll say sometimes warrior can be way more effective depending on what type of enemy you're up against. Phoenix down again, hopefully it still heals for that amount. And that should mean that Auron probably comes back with more the higher the hits police, I believe the more they come back with actually. I know it's a very slow beginning, but man. It's actually very important because Tidus, if we get enough kills with Tidus early on, then we can actually get blitzes very early on. It's not that, and that's just going to be so good. So if you like grinding, then there's nothing really better than this game, I feel like. In terms of how much grinding actually gets rewarded. Because there are also like very, very rare drops that you can get in this. And stuff that, and the fact that we're running with the expert tree is that we can technically go and start like stealing even on in Besaid. I feel like. The good thing also with the overdrive system is of course that even if a character dies from like an attack, you know, this could be scary though, in case if we both get killed off. We didn't get to kill the flickering one though. This could be bad if we both get killed off here. Because I wanted actually one of them to die at that point actually. No, I forgot to check what the thing is. We'll never get that turn if we do this though. Clutch. Best Phoenix down. Take it once. Bye. I want to get normally attacked. Is that too much to ask? The dog, yes. The dog, yes. The dog, yes. Dogs on you, I want to put it. Banan måste sätta upp drive. Because we can take weaker attacks. We're dead. That I did not expect. That I did not expect. I really wanted to try and grab it though. Do we use actually armor up? Do we use like...
Give me a...
Do we use defend is the question. Will that be too slow to gain the thing? Because I feel like we could have done it, for example, if we used... Maybe let Tidus stay die. Or let Tidus stay dead and then with Phoenix Oran. Because the theory is that Oran is going to come back with me more health, so it's better to actually raise Tidus as late as possible.
That.
What?
Trust me.
Let's actually do some damage to it. Not gonna do too much damage to it though. They won't get attacked. Slayer is the one of course that increases when you kill something. trying to think here. Exactly how much HP do we live with Oran? Because sometimes you could get unlucky, of course, and stuff that, you know, on this. Not Oran's salvation is at first. Because obviously, like, we wouldn't want Oran to focus on history at all. And stuff that, you know, what class I choose Oran to allow to be. It might say you stay people samurai, but I feel like your skills in the game that are actually samurai and stuff that, you know. But what is it that has? Isn't there a melee class that have access to status attacks? Like, you know, because the status attacks often walk like the dark attack, and so that isn't there a class that technically has those? That has those type of moves, but it's still like a melee fighter or something, like, you know. So I'm trying to think what certain classes have. Most of that. They can say that at first. Second character should be one or this or whatever, you know. And I am going to write out in the playlist now and create what all of the classes are about that allows. Simply because a thief do not learn haste. For the most part, at least, thief-style character. Because Tidus is, of course, not a thief-style character. You could say that all the thief stuff are in industry. That's not necessarily true. But the question is thieves archetypically the thing that gets, or the class that gets, like, you know, bribe and stuff? That is it normally thief that gets bribe? Because that depends on certain things, you know, of course. At least the class didn't call thief in Final Fantasy X2. So I want to run Final Fantasy X2 at some point, but X2 is hard. I mean, it's really easy to break, but it feels like you need to read a guide in order to remember how to unlock each of the classes. Not that, because there are also the classes that you can get very early on. There are little classes that you can miss and then you won't get access to them and stuff that, you know. So we don't want to rest Thief yet. Because we have 3 Phoenix Downs. And as many Phoenix Downs as possible Oran would be really good. But the question is, how low do we dare have Oran to go and stuff that, you know. So we could get more lucky with certain rolls and stuff that could definitely happen, you know, and stuff that. To where we don't take huge damage. Because see, the only reason why he died, why we didn't get the overdrive before, I believe, was the fact that we spread it over 2 targets, you know. The question is, how long do we go here? Stuff that, like, because, oh, what if we get hit by 2 spines? Stuff that, like. But I think we can do 1 more attack. Now we should be able to Phoenix down. Unless we don't get hit here. Where do we get hit? Right, that's called for this. But see, now we split it over 2 targets, which is the main problem. Lawrence still needs to go down. Overkill is good. I always thought that overkill, no matter what, always gives you overdrive. I feel like it does. Overkill. Could get into the unlucky situation again that they spread the damage even and then we die both at the same time. 1 HP, are you kidding me? Yeah, we're getting rid of that. If you had potions, this would be much easier. Because the main problem is we need Oran to die and then Thief to somehow live. Oh, I didn't check which one more flickering. Right, I think this is perfect. Hopefully he gets a lot of health. Or he gets 515 health. One and then don't kill Thief. Dragon Sun. What happens if you kill all of those though? Boom, shakalaka. I think that's enough. That was not enough. I think again that only has to do with the amount of hits you need to do. That has nothing to do with its damage. Sure, somehow Oren got ahead and Oren also managed to somehow get up on this huge platform.
Oren! Oren!
Oh, you sure? This is it.
Sure. This is it.
It all
Is your story.
will stop. It all begins here.
It all begins here.
Now the question is though, why do we didn't get separate stuff that, like maybe Oran counted on them to actually like be drawn together and stuff that.
Hey!
My old man?
And the funny thing is, this place is actually the place inside Sin. It's actually pretty funny. That that they're going to the place that's, you know. Where you actually talk to him, like over here somewhere, whatever it is, but yeah.
I thought about a lot of things.
Like
where I was, what I got myself into. I started to feel lightheaded, and then sleepy. I think I had a dream of being alone. I wanted someone, anyone beside me. So
the funny thing is, I believe that this temple, technically the Bosch temple, is supposed to somehow be connected to Samarkand or whatever. But technically it's Anima's temple and stuff that. So this is technically where some more. But maybe it was that this was a town that got destroyed or whatever by sea or something like that. Because this has very obviously been a town before, and this does not look like a Machina city or whatever either.
Aaron!
Because you can tell that there are rooms there. And there are no boosters on the PlayStation version, which is really, really weird, because the PC version is just super good for this. Because on the PC version, you can do certain things. I am, of course, gonna abuse the fact that we already have all of the I am gonna abuse, and please feel free to point out if there's any treasure chests I've missed, whatever, because I like to try and pick up everything if possible.
What do we have?
You can't read it. Let's see the times you can. It's just not reading. I know that there is something underwater somewhere, but I forgot exactly what it is. Maybe it was back at the very start. Maybe it's actually over here. Maybe it's actually behind this. Because you can clearly tell what is a treasure chest from a distance often. I don't know, should we do it a four-parter today or whatever, like I wouldn't mind. That would be, we also calling for 4 hours. I want to make sure that I can talk with them about the food, maybe. I think we need to go up here though. For certain. We use from this one. Go, and this gives us all the other properties. So now we can understand the old bed. Just go with I'll be right back in the next one.